Hi, I'm board-certified dermatologist Dr. Cynthia Bailey, and did you ever wonder why I became a dermatologist? Spoiler alert, it actually wasn't planned. In medical school, my husband will tell you, one night at dinner, while he was encouraging me to consider dermatology because he liked the fact that it had very defined hours relative to some of the other specialties I was considering, I said, I'll never be a dermatologist. I want to be a real doctor and save lives. I want to come home with blood under my fingernails and do real medicine. Similarly, in college, I had friends going into the pre-med program that were applying for medical school, and I said, I'll never go to medical school. It's life on a silver platter. I want to be a real scientist. I want to do real science. And my plan at that time was to pursue a PhD in biochemistry or molecular biology because I wanted to reveal to the world how we were harming ourselves with all of the chemicals that were now abundant in modern life. Chemicals in our food, chemicals in the environment. And I'd always been sort of a skeptic of the use of chemicals in such abundance in our modern life. So that was my plan. And one summer when I was working at a fellowship at Lawrence Berkeley Lab, I decided to volunteer in the emergency room at Alta Bates in Berkeley because I had a friend that was doing it and she had great stories and said it was really fun, and I thought, I want to go see what that's about. And I got the bug. I realized when you're practicing clinical medicine and you help someone, you get an immediate thank you, immediate gratitude. And that hooked me. I liked the gratitude. And so I changed my mind and decided to apply to medical school. Then, once I was in medical school, I hadn't really figured out what specialty I'd want to do. I was thinking maybe OBGYN, reconstructive plastic surgery, internal medicine, primary care in a rural area. I didn't know, so I tried everything. And again, remember I'd said to my husband, I would never consider dermatology. Well, I had my first baby when I was in medical school, and my senior year, I took things that allowed me to go home at 5 o'clock, ophthalmology, radiology, and dermatology. And I loved dermatology. You had babies, kids, teens, the elderly, you had men, you had women, you had surgery, you had internal medicine, you had access to the skin. It was within your reach. You didn't need a scope or general anesthesia to get to it. And it was academically interesting. And you had care and skin care. And when you helped somebody with this largest organ in the human body, which is on the outside, and the organ that everyone brings into their social world, people really appreciate it. So again, gratitude hooked me. And I applied to dermatology and was fortunate to get in. Then once I was in dermatology, I had to decide, okay, what kind of dermatology do I want to do? And I thought, I'm going to go back kind of to my original plan. I'm going to do academic dermatology where I can do some research and some clinical practice. I can teach. Then I had my second child in my dermatology residency, and my husband and I decided, we want to raise our kids kind of in the country in a somewhat rural setting, and academic teaching facilities are not located in rural settings very often. So we decided to instead move to Northern California, and I changed my plan yet again and decided to go into private clinical practice. And so I've had a 30-ish year run in my lovely home of Sebastopol, California, in the Northern California wine country. And it's been extraordinarily rewarding, rich with a lot of gratitude. And it's also been academically, or I should say intellectually, satiating for me. And I'm really glad that I went into dermatology. But 45 years ago, if you'd asked me, could I possibly ever have ended up a dermatologist in a smallish to medium-ish size community, I would have said, no way. So anyways, that's my story. That's how I ended up in dermatology. It wasn't planned, and it's been fantastic. If you thought it was interesting, I'm always touched by a thumbs up and a share and or a subscribe. And if you want to learn more about what I've done in dermatology, please, I invite you to visit drbaileyskincare.com. Thank you.